Hi everyone, I'm Rekha Muddaraj, 2:22 on this Thursday afternoon. Thanks for joining us for our afternoon update. We like seeing you guys here midday to kind of give you an update on all of the headlines. If you've been watching the weather headlines, you were probably breathing a big sigh of relief this morning. Some good news for us in the Houston area. We are not in the path of Tropical Storm Barry, but of course our neighbors to the east not in the clear at all. In fact, it's going to bring a lot of flooding to Louisiana. Erika Lopez is on deck. She is standing by to give us the very latest on that. But first, I want to bring you some of the headlines that you guys have been clicking on KHOU.com. This is a story that a lot of you are talking about because you probably got that Amber Alert yesterday on your phones. It was about the missing 18-month-old boy in Dallas. There is a very tragic outcome to this story now. Police are telling us the toddler, Cedric Jackson Jr., is dead. It's not been revealed how the little boy died, where his body is, but the boy's aunt spoke to WFAA, which is our sister station up in Dallas, and she says she had custody of the little boy through CPS and that she had put him to bed Tuesday night around 11 o'clock, then woke up on Wednesday morning to discover he was gone. Police also reportedly said that a little girl in the home actually saw a man who looked like a very close family friend walk in, take the boy and walk out. She was too scared to report it right after it happened, but the next morning she did mention it to adults. This is a bizarre case, but we understand now that police are speaking with a person of interest, and that person of interest is actually the aunt's boyfriend's father, if you're following me here. We're going to have the very latest again on this bizarre story at 4 o'clock. All right, let's talk about another one. We're talking about a Houston-based business. Ladies, I'm sure you've heard of this place. It's been pretty popular for several years. Charming Charlie is closing down. The company has filed for bankruptcy. It's going to close all of its stores. If you remember, this is the second time the company has filed for Chapter 11. The retailer closed about 100 stores during its previous bankruptcy. That was back in April 2018. It is certainly popular here in Texas. I know that when this news came down the pipeline, so many women in our newsroom jumped up and said, wait, why is Charming Charlie closing? Again, they filed for Chapter 11, and they're best known for selling that costume jewelry and accessories and gifts and stuff like that. It is having a going out of business sale. Apparently that has begun, and the company expects to vacate stores by August 31st. So some local business news there for you. All right, let's get back to the big story. We're talking about Tropical Storm Barry. Erika Lopez is here now with the latest on its track. Hey, Erika.
All right, so yeah, let's talk the latest of what's now Tropical Storm Barry. So as of 10 a.m. earlier this morning, hurricane hunters officially found a closed area of circulation at the surface. Winds sustained 40 miles an hour. Within that, the strongest wind. So that officially makes it a weak tropical storm. We need winds sustained at 39 miles an hour. It's a slow moving system right now. 5 miles an hour. That means we have time to work with this to strengthen in the warm Gulf of Mexico waters. Let's talk about the track. This has not changed since yesterday, as a matter of fact. Yesterday at 10 p.m., officially Houston was no longer in the cone of uncertainty. That includes folks across Louisiana, though, making landfall. Notice what's consistent is the strength of this system as it makes landfall. We're still expecting a Category 1 hurricane on the weak side, but again, that is possible by Saturday. Exact timing of landfall, that's something we don't quite know yet. Also, the exact location, that's something we don't quite know yet, but we are beginning to become very confident this will be landfall somewhere on the Louisiana coast as a Category 1 hurricane once we head into this weekend. So again, pressure is continuing to drop. That's something that indicates that this storm is slowly strengthening. As of what's on right now for advisories, watches, warnings, let's talk about who should be weather aware. This is for if you have any loved ones in Louisiana, parts of Mississippi included also. If you have any travel plans, this is an area you don't want to travel to within the next several days. Hurricane watch in effect. That's the pink shaded colors right now, because again, we are expecting hurricane strength winds that will be possible the closer this system gets and starts to strengthen. Right now, we officially have a tropical storm warning. That's the large blue shaded colors. Winds are starting to strengthen as the system gets closer, and then the yellow shaded colors, tropical storm watch, is in effect right now. On top of that, storm surge is going to be an issue. So we all know storm surge can be just as dangerous as as the flooding, as the damaging winds with the hurricane, and sometimes even more concerning. So that'll be something we keep a close eye on also. Right now, models, the majority of them are agreeing that we are seeing landfall on Louisiana. But I do want to point out there are a couple of models that are outliers still taking it up Houston. So this is why we still have to be on guard for the Houston area. What should we do? Again, this forecast could change. The only thing that has been consistent is change the last several days, as a matter of fact. So it's your job to continue to prepare. I know we've been saying this day after day. Even if you don't need to use those hurricane supplies for this system, you're going to be prepared for the next threat. So better to be safe than sorry. Make sure you're staying up to date with the forecast. If you haven't done so, download the KHOU app, turn on the notifications, because if you turn on the notifications when you download the app, that is where you're going to get push alerts for those latest updates, for any warnings that may be issued or any changes in the forecast. Also, just be ready to take action. Make sure your loved ones, if you have any friends or family in the Louisiana area, that are being prepared to take action also. Okay, let's talk rainfall. How much rainfall are we expecting with Barry right now? Forecast models, up to 10 inches possible easily in isolated areas, and then pockets locally up to 15 inches is something that we cannot rule out. Let's talk rainfall totals for Houston though. We're on the cleaner side of this system, and our rainfall totals are likely going to stay under a quarter of an inch for most of us across the Houston area. Here's a look at timeline right now. This is what I'm mentioning for rainfall accumulation and precipitation. I mentioned we're on the clean side to the right hand of the storm. That's what we call the dirty side of the storm. That's where the heaviest of the rain occurs. That's where the strongest of the winds occur. And then we have wraparound moisture that may bring in those lighter rain chances, but the majority of us will be on the drier side. Keep in mind, this could change if models start to trend a little more westward. That would make us a little bit more wet. If the system pushes eastward, has more of an eastern landfall for southeast Louisiana, that's going to keep us even drier and actually bring us a lovely weekend. All right, now as we head into early Monday, rain will start to clear out. The aftermath is what we'll be dealing with in the state of Louisiana. Let's talk winds. So this is the other aspect that Houston will get a little bit of this weekend. If this model does hold up, we're still talking sustained winds at about 30 miles an hour. It's going to be breezy to windy out there this weekend. But again, the hurricane force winds will be east of this system. That's where we could pick up winds up to 70, 75 miles an hour that will be possible and cause some damage. Here's what the picture looks like on radar with the thunderstorms that's ongoing right now. Notice, even though it is technically a tropical storm, we found the area of center of circulation. It's still very broad right now, but we're seeing rain because of this still ongoing in Florida, parts of Alabama, Georgia, into the state of Louisiana. More showers ongoing. We're going to pick up some pop-up showers for the coastal areas as well throughout this afternoon. Right now, the Beaumont region is seeing the majority of that, but other than that, we have clouds starting to filter in this afternoon. That's suppressing our temperatures. Take a look at these temperatures today. Low 90s, 93 degrees right now in Pearland. Feel like temperatures as high as 107 though, so it's still warm. Make sure you're staying hydrated. So we're going to fine tune this forecast the closer we get to landfall with this system. Again, things could change. It's your guys' job to stay on top of the forecast. As of right now, we're calling about a 40% chance of rain for Saturday and Sunday with this tropical system. We're going to fine tune those numbers though as we get closer. So I'm going to go through some questions on Facebook, seeing if you guys have any questions here. Comment below. Danielle's making a comment not to go to Louisiana this weekend. That is definitely some good advice, but I would say even travel plans through Louisiana. I've had coworkers ask me, they're trying to travel to Florida. An issue is going to be the aftermath, which is the flooding, the storm surge, the damage that we might have to battle if you have any of those travel plans within that area. All right, so again, I don't see too many questions on here, but if you do have any questions, please comment below and I will go through them on Facebook and try to answer them the best that we can. We're going to have the latest from the National Hurricane Center. Their next advisory comes out at 4 p.m. That's going to tell us if this storm is strengthening. It is going to strengthen, could possibly become a hurricane again by this weekend. As of right now, we're expecting just a weak hurricane, but These advisories are coming in about every 3 hours throughout the day. So the next one is at 4 p.m. National Hurricane Center has been pretty good in bringing them out a little bit earlier. So I'll make sure to update you guys on that coming up on the 411 at 4 p.m. Have any questions? Comment below. If not, then I'll chat with you soon.